Shalom to Knesset member Danny Danon.
Shalom Yoni.
So we're at a stage in this war where we're waiting for the next stage. What should be the goals of the State of Israel, of the IDF, in this war against the Hamas?
The goal is very simple, Yoni. Eradication of Hamas. Full eradication of Hamas. From north to south. From Bet Laia until Rafiah and Khan Yunis. We should not leave any neighborhood intact. We have to be very determined. After the atrocities they committed against us, we cannot sit idly by. We should be forceful. We should use all the power we have, and we should bury the Hamas terrorists in the tunnel where they're hiding now.
And you're saying this also in wake of the many operations, and some wanted to define them as wars against the Hamas, where it always ended with something that wasn't enough, that there wasn't a true victory?
Since 2005, when we decided to pull out, unfortunately, from Gaza unilaterally, we have seen that we're fighting with Hamas, but it was limited operations. And look what happened after. They came back, they got more weapons, they became stronger, and look what happened now. This time, it's not another cycle. This time it's a war, and we have to win the war. And when you win the war, it means that you killed your enemy or they surrendered. That's it. No other explanations. And I call Prime Minister Netanyahu and the leadership not to hesitate, to do the right thing for the people of Israel, to finish the job. This time, we have to finish the job. We cannot leave Hamas intact in some parts of Gaza. We cannot act only in few neighborhoods. We have to act and make sure that we don't leave them to come back.
And if that happens, if the government, the Prime Minister, and his partners from the different parties say there's the U.S. pressure, there's the world pressure, we've achieved this and that, that's enough for now.
The people of Israel will not accept it. I'm not talking about myself, about my party, about the coalition. The people of Israel will not accept it. The atrocities we have seen, it was even worse than the days of the Holocaust. Not the numbers or the scale of the atrocities, but the behavior. It was things that I don't want to describe to the audience. I was exposed to horrible things. And I think that when you face evil, you have to defeat evil. You cannot do half of the job.
Now you're out there on another battlefield, and that's the battlefield of Hasbara, of explaining and presenting Israel's truth to the world. There is a deterioration, right? At the beginning, it seemed that there was more like a consensus pro-Israel, and it's not the same now.
Well, first, I'm very busy explaining our position every night. I give interviews to few networks, and unfortunately, I agree with you. Because at the beginning, everybody were horrified from the footage, from the pictures, from the numbers. More than 200 people were kidnapped into Gaza, babies, Holocaust survivors. But slowly, the conversation is about the humanitarian suffering of the Palestinians in Gaza. And when I hear that question, first thing I do, I say, let's speak about our humanitarian crisis. Let's speak about our babies who are now 2 weeks in the hands of Hamas. I never heard about someone who is kidnapping babies. That's unheard of. So we should not wait. We should make it very clear to the international community that before they come to us with requirements for the Palestinians, we want to see what's happening with our boys and girls in the hand of Hamas.
And do you feel that these answers affect people? They understand you after you answer? Because you're out there, as you said, in the studios, because you could make a change?
We have to. Yes. It's not going to end in one day. Mm-hmm. Every day, every interview, you have to present your case. We have to show. And today we are exposing more materials. And my recommendation to the government was to expose the material to the foreign media, not to the Israelis. That's what Hamas wanted to do, to demoralize us. That's why they videotaped and they broadcasted everything. So I call my colleagues in Israel, don't spread those videos. Spread them outside of Israel. So the people in the networks will see with whom we are dealing with when they come to us and ask us until how long you're going to continue with the operation or other questions. We have to show them what we are facing.
Now, how do you look at the U.S. aid? President Biden was here. It was a big hug from him, from the United States. Some are feeling that it also creates some sort of conditioning when the United States allow us to continue. There's a report today according to which the ground operation is being postponed because of the United States of America. So how do you look at this American aid?
We respect the support of the U.S. They showed us, solidarity and the moral clarity, and we are grateful for that. But at the same time, we have to be independent about our decisions, and we will not accept any decisions coming from anyone when it comes to how to deal with terror or when to stop. We will stop when we will finish Hamas. That's it. And we have to tell it to our allies. We are grateful for the support. We need the ammunition that we receive from the US, but we will stop exactly when the US stopped after they defeated ISIS or Al Qaeda. We will stop when Hamas will be defeated.
Another message that we're also hearing from you and many Israelis is that it's not only that they're helping us, this is the war that basically could affect the whole world. This could come also to anywhere around the world, Europe, United States.
Yeah, absolutely. You see the evil. And, for years at the UN, I spoke about the border with Gaza. And I said if we will not block them, they will come to our communities, rape our daughters, and kill our civilians. And my colleague said, Danny, you exaggerate. You really think they will do that? And I told him, no, I don't exaggerate. It can happen. And unfortunately, I was right. And it was proven that if we don't fight back, if we don't defend our borders, those savages, we saw what they are able to do.
Knesset member Danny Danon, Likud, thank you very much.
Thank you, Yoni.